Hey guys, it's Wayne Scully, author of 21 Tax Topics to Stay Compliant and Save Money, available for free at getmytaxbook.com. I want to do a quick video. It's January 1st. Yeah, I know you guys are all tired. It's a new year and whatnot, but it's really important stuff. BOI. That's why I wanted to do a tutorial video just to kind of walk through how that works. I did it for myself today for two of my entities, my only two entities, of course. So you guys get a sense of how this kind of works. So here we go, guys. Yeah, so first you have to go to the Google that first, Google Beneficial Ownership Information Reporting. And you can see there's a FAQ here. You can answer all kinds of questions for you. Then you want to go to the BOI homepage and then click on File using BOI. Actually, you probably want to create a FinCEN ID. It's optional, but it makes sense to do so. It's going to make the process easier for you. Okay. So yeah, you check here. It defines what that is. It's a unique identifier just to make sure that it's going to basically reduce your time completing the BOI reporting. Okay, so I'm gonna log in, and there's gonna be a lot of personal identifiable information here, PII, and I'm gonna probably block this out so that my information is protected. But yeah, so put your email address. I use my Gmail because I get all these kind of communications by Gmail, and then yeah, I have to log into my Gmail account to retrieve. Okay, need to confirm my email. Yep, email is confirmed. And now I'm gonna create a password to get into the system. And yeah, so yeah, so there it is. I have to authenticate. I like two-factor authentication. Just makes everything more secure. So I'm choosing authentication by app and also by text. And you have to, I guess it wants you to give it a nickname. So I'm gonna choose BOI. Whoops, all caps. Yep. Sends me a temporary passcode. I think I use Google Authenticator. So, yep. I'm gonna put the authentication code here now. Just give it a second here while I pull that through. Okay, folks. Almost there. Yep, it's my code. By the way, the code changes all the time. Actually, that code's not valid. Let's do this again. Yeah, the code changes all the time. Every time you log in, you'll be issued a new code. I chose text and authentication through the authentication app, so either one will work for me. And basically, this just further protects your account, so people can just go in and do all kinds of crazy stuff. So yep. New code here. So remember my browser. Why not, right? Yep. So authentication app worked this time. Now I'm gonna do it for my phone number. I mean for text. So I'm inputting my phone number here, and then waiting for that code to come through. Once it comes through, I'm gonna pop it in and do submit. Yep. So that also took. So now I can agree and continue. Okay. Now, from this point on, I'm going to create my FinCEN ID number. Okay. So I'm going to log in here. Of course, I have to put the usual stuff, right? Name, first name, last name, date of birth. Again, all PII. I will be redacting this stuff. So when you see the final cut of this video, you're going to see that information redacted, okay? Or I'll just blur the entire screen. Not quite sure yet how it's going to work. But yeah, folks, I just want to give you a sense of how this works, and so you can move forward. And believe me, not everyone is going to be able to do this on their own, depending how complex your entity structures are. Your entities are structured. For me, I'm the only owner, and so I'm doing everything for myself. So it's a little bit less involved, let's just say, than for some people. But feel free to hire some professional who's capable of doing this for you to get it done right. Otherwise, you don't want to get those penalties I mentioned in my last video, or my first video on this. So I have a podcast. So yeah, I'm putting my name, address, and I have to also upload a copy of my driver's license. Yeah, so you don't want to be in a situation where you don't file this on time. They are giving us time to do this. Especially if you had your entity before, if your company was formed before today, January 1st, you have a couple of months, at least 3 months to get this done. And the rules keep changing, so that could very well change later on down the line. So the sooner you do it, the better. Okay, but like I said before, some entities are some individuals own multiple entities, and some entities are pretty involved. And of course, there are a lot of rules around this stuff, so you definitely want to hire a professional just to make sure. For example, I thought initially that CPAs weren't required to do this, but it so happens that only certain CPA firms are required to do this. So again, a lot of nuances. I'm going to go through this, and it's going to look pretty easy, straightforward, but I highly recommend hiring a professional to do this for you. Okay, so yeah, putting my driver's license here, country, state. Okay, I'm going to agree and submit. Yep. So yeah, guys, I mean, so there are exceptions, and there are like about 23 exceptions except exempted entities. But again, if you're a nonprofit, you generally don't have to report. But if you're a nonprofit that has a UBI, unrelated business income entity attached to it, like let's say a church that has a bookshop, or some sort of other entity that actually is a for-profit, then that entity would be required to file the BOI, okay, or report the BOI. So that's important, guys. All right, so I uploaded my copy of my driver's license. I'm going to submit, and I should be good to go after that. Yep, so successful. Yep. That's my FinCEN ID number, and just checking all the details here. Yep, congratulations, I'm good to go with this. That's my FinCEN ID number. Like I said, guys, I might just be blurring this page just for the confidentiality of my information. And I would advise you to make sure you keep your information secure as well. That's why it's so important for you to hire a qualified professional to do this for you. Okay, so here's I'm going to actually do the filing now, the actual filing of the BOI. So for this, I'll need to put the name of my company and the tax ID number for the company. Okay. Now imagine if you own like 10 entities, you'll need to do this like around 10 times. Okay. The good thing about having a FinCEN ID number is you get to skip a step in that process. Okay. It's not required, but there's information that's going to be required on the form, i.e. the owner information that you're just going to use to basically sidestep that step, if you will. However, just precaution that if you are a company preparing forms for the entity you work for, that may work a little different. Okay. All right. So yeah, I'm using my residential address to do this. Only because I want all the mail to come to me. I'm gonna have to, if I don't need to be in the office, or if I'm not in the office for an extended period of time, I don't have to, schlep over there to get my mail. Okay. So state, zip code. Yeah, if it's an existing company, you would check this box and you would skip a bunch of steps. But if the company was formed this year or starting today, you would have to fill out a bunch of information to get that done. But in my case, my entities have been around for at least, one has been around for 4 years or so, 5 years, the other one's been around for 12 years maybe. So actually more like 14 years. So there's steps I don't need to complete. That company application information, don't need to complete that. Okay. All right, so I skip all these steps. Just not applicable to me. Then next, okay, see FinCEN ID number there, and that's it. Next, for my email address, just before submitting. As I said before, I use my Gmail account just because I get a lot of mail from the IRS, and I just didn't want it to bog down my branded email account, so I created the Gmail account a long time ago for things like that. So yeah, there's a whole process to make sure that I'm a human being that's actually submitting this document, and yeah, so everyone will have to go through this process as well. Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't recognize what I'm doing, so I gotta do it over. So it happens from time to time. Shh. Yeah. So it's now processed. And that's it, guys. It's processing. This is the confirmation that has been submitted. And basically, so guys, I'm glad you enjoyed that video walking through how to report BOI to FinCEN, which is an arm of the Treasury Department, kind of like the sister agency to the IRS. And remember, you have to do this in some instances. There's some people who can wait to get it done. In other instances, some people need to get it done in short order. So just be aware of the rules. If you're not sure, contact a professional that can help you with this. That's really, really important because, again, there's stiff penalties on the line. $500 for every day you're late with this report, and it can actually end you up in jail. So guys, just be mindful of that. And yeah, that's it. Stay well, be well. Bye-bye.